Well, I will say much of eastern Indiana and western Ohio is faring better than our neighbors to the south because that oppressive heat and humidity hasn't quite set in yet. But again, it's going to be coming for us, especially looking ahead to tomorrow and Thursday. And that's going to push our feels like temperatures into the triple digits. So the heat's really going to start to build. But I do think a stormy end to the week could help see a regression in the temperatures and those very high feels like temperatures. But at the moment, pretty comfortable. 77 in Decatur, 78 in Wabash, 75 in Fort Wayne, and you have 70 degrees up in LaGrange. So not too bad. And on top of that, we got lots of sunshine. High pressure up to the north and just beautiful skies across much of the Midwest. But the high pressure to the north isn't quite doing the same as it's what it's doing to the south. You have another area of high pressure about right here, and high pressure has clockwise rotation around it. So what that means is that this high pressure is dragging in a lot of very warm, very moist air up from the Gulf. So that's going to add to our humidity and our dew points going into tomorrow. But we also have another added feature that's a very special feature of the Midwest, which is the corn sweat. I'm going to talk about that in just a second and show you what I mean by it. But for today, highs are going to be in the low to mid 80s. Now, it's with the lower dew points, it's going to feel right near that temperature. So we're expecting feels like temperatures for today in the lower 80s, plenty of sunshine. And then let's time things out. So the peak heating hour for today around 6 o'clock, 82 degrees then in Fort Wayne, 82 in Bluffton, 81 in LaGrange, 81 there in Defiance too, with beautiful clear skies. And into the overnight hours with the, again, not having the dew points as high, we're going to be able to see those temperatures dropping down into the upper 50s to low 60s. 62 forecast low for tomorrow morning in Fort Wayne. But I mentioned the corn sweats, and this is when the cornfields, which there's bountiful plenty of, release that water vapor through evapotranspiration. So the heat or the healthy corn plants do this to help regulate their temperatures. That's why you see a big plume of extra humidity, especially near the cornfields and in the Midwest, from those, of course, corn fields. So we can actually track this very easily with the dew points. So looking at that future cast of the dew points, look at Illinois going into tomorrow. Around 8 o'clock, you see that big yellow area. That's actually that extra humidity showing up from the cornfields. And it doesn't just stay for tomorrow or Wednesday. It also increases again going into Thursday. You're seeing more of these yellow spots. Those are the extra dew points really jumping up from, of course, the corn sweat. You see how we're a lot darker going into Thursday, so the heat is going to continue to build for us. So looking at, of course, that next few days, we are going to see temperatures continuing to build. We're going to be in the 90s tomorrow, but it's going to feel closer to 100 degrees.